The fake news fact checkers are at it again, claiming Trump lied or gave false information or misleading information when in fact he just made a simple statement and it's true. What the fact checkers do is they add external context that no one presented and then claim it's false. So the example I often give is like Donald Trump is seen eating an ice cream cone and they'll say, did Donald Trump really eat an ice cream cone with sprinkles? False. And at the very bottom, it'll say, well, Donald Trump did eat an ice cream cone. It didn't have sprinkles. Well, nobody said it had sprinkles. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. The DNC did not remove the phrase under God from the Pledge of Allegiance. Snopes and PolitiFact confirm. Well, any human being who has Twitter can actually look it up and see that, yes, there were some instances where individuals at the DNC removed under God from the Pledge of Allegiance. Trump said that. They're claiming it's mostly false or straight up saying they didn't. This is a lie. It's a straight up lie. And this was a what's happening moment. It's right here. Look at this. Twitter is putting it in my feed. The DNC did not remove the phrase. Fake news. First, let's take a look at what Donald Trump did say. Trump tweeted, the Democrats, let me pause. The Democrats took the word God out of the Pledge of Allegiance at the Democratic National Convention. At first, I thought they made a mistake, but it wasn't. It was done on purpose. Remember evangelical Christians and all. This is where they are coming from. It's done. Vote November 3rd. Did Donald Trump say that every instance in which they said the pledge, the word God was removed? No. He said the Democrats. He didn't even see the DNC did this. He said the Democrats at the DNC. The Democrats took the word God out of the pledge. What does the Democrats mean? It's hard to know for sure. We're doing analysis, right? He's saying the Democrats took the word God out of the pledge. Did he say they did it 50 times? 17? No, he said they did it once. They actually did it twice. Isn't that funny? Let me show you what this Twitter moment says. What you need to know. The phrase under God was used during the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance at the start of each night of the DNC, PolitiFact confirms. The phrase was omitted during at least 2 individual caucus meetings, though the DNC did not issue any guidelines forbidding the use of the phrase, Snopes confirmed. Who cares? Did Trump say the Democrats actually instructed people not to say under God? He didn't say that. He didn't say anything like that. He said that they removed it. They did. From some instances. This is the game. This is the game. Look at this. You've got Snopes. You've got Kyle Griffin. Trump is lying when he says the DNC removed under God from the Pledge of Allegiance. Snopes. On the national stage, the phrase under God was used during the recitation, blah, blah, blah. Trump's tweet is a lie. No, it isn't. And this has 22,000 retweets. This is the disgusting, dirty game they play. Trump did not say the DNC issued guidelines forbidding it. He said the Democrats did. They did. They literally did. Twice. Zach Stanton said, this is not true. Here's the video from the pledge at the convention on night 1, night 2, night 3, night 4. We then have PolitiFact. They say a former U.S. senatorial candidate said the Democratic National Convention omitted one nation under God from the Pledge of Allegiance. That's mostly false. Okay, this one maybe because they said one nation indivisible with liberty and justice for all. They all keep saying it, but let me show you the game. Here's Snopes. I love it. I love it. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Did Democrats omit under God from the Pledge of Allegiance? The phrase under God is still regularly recited by members of the Democratic Party. So what? Did they remove it? Yes. Here's what they say, mostly false. The Democratic National Convention omitted the phrase under God from the Pledge of Allegiance in 2020. It's 100% true. 100% true. Here's what's true. The phrase under God was omitted from at least 2 recitations of the Pledge of Allegiance at individual caucus meetings during the DNC in 2020. Okay. What did Trump say? Democrats took the word God out of the Pledge of Allegiance at the Democratic National Convention. Oh, okay. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Trump is wrong. Yeah, he's technically wrong. Okay. He's wrong. They did it twice. Yeah. See, Trump said they did it. But technically, I would say I'm going to rate this mostly false because, in fact, they did it twice. And Trump only said they did it, which could imply they did it once. You see how stupid this game is? What's false? The DNC did not issue any guidelines forbidding the use of the phrase. Who said that? Did Donald Trump come out and say, can you believe the Democrats forbade people from saying this? Never happened. They made up fake context. They then add it. That's exactly what I said about the ice cream cone. You see how they do this? The DNC did not issue any guidelines forbidding the use of the phrase. On the national stage, the phrase "under God" was used during the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance at the start of each night of the 2020 DNC. Trump didn't say at the start of the DNC they omitted this. Trump didn't say the DNC had rules in place. They are lying. A rumor circulated on social media during the Democratic National Convention in August, alleging the DNC had omitted the phrase "under God" from the Pledge of Allegiance. The following text, also shown in the above displayed meme, for instance, was copied and pasted to multiple accounts on Facebook. The fact that the DNC omitted "under God" from the Pledge of Allegiance on a national platform should worry every believer. They did. They did. It's so crazy, isn't it? They say the statement is misleading at best. The DNC did not omit "under God" from the pledge, nor did they forbid its use. No one said that. In fact, during every recitation of the pledge before each night's events, they said it, we know. Here's a video. Yes, here's a video where they start the DNC and they said the pledge with "under God." Here are links to videos of "under God" being said during the pledge. Political conventions are sprawling events, blah, blah, blah. On August 17th, for instance, the first day of the DNC, the Hispanic Caucus, the Labor Council, blah, blah, blah. They say in the Women's Council, in at least 2 of these meetings of a smaller individual caucuses, the LGBTQ caucus meeting and the Muslim Delegates Assembly on August 18th, the phrase "under God" was omitted from the pledge. Confirmed true, 100%. And now there are some people who are saying, well, what Joe Biden then said about the Very Fine People hoax is also true. It's a dirty game they play. Joe Biden got smart. He used a semantic game to manipulate the Very Fine People hoax. You may be familiar, where Donald Trump said there were very fine people on both sides, and I am not talking about the neo-Nazis because they should be condemned totally. Joe Biden said, I want you to remember what those people looked like and what they were saying. And then I want you to remember what Donald Trump said about that night, that there were very fine people on both sides. The reason that's a lie is because he is tricking you by omitting information into making you believe Trump said that group was very fine people. He did not. He condemned them. But Joe Biden is a piece of human garbage and he's a coward who hides in his basement. And he's got the media doing everything in their power to prop him up. Yeah, well, PolitiFact is trash and they play the same game. To be fair, they didn't remove "one nation under God." They removed "under God" because they said "one nation, indivisible." So sure, fine. But take a look at this. The amount of propping up we are seeing with Weekend at Biden's is just, it's hilarious. Joe Biden's mysteriously disappearing dislikes on YouTube. The number of DNC convention dislikes on video streams dropped Friday below where they stood Thursday, causing suspicion YouTube might be suppressing negative engagement for Biden. What they might be doing is banning accounts, accusing them of being bots, and then when the account gets banned, the like disappears with it. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just pointing out Joe Biden can do whatever he wants. He's not answering questions to the press, and the journalists gleefully run out like little, it's disgusting. You see the video from yesterday? Joe Biden was giving a speech, and afterwards they told all the morons, these pathetic, disgusting fake news journalists, you're going to miss the fireworks unless you run outside. And they all go, ooh, and they all run out like little morons. Meanwhile, a major political candidate does not have to answer any questions because the coward hides. And the journalists are in on it. They love it. Got to go run out and make sure we get to see the fireworks. The fireworks outside. Oh, there was nobody even there. It was the stupidest thing ever. But it was the perfect trick. These fake news reporters at PolitiFact and Snopes are lying to protect the Democratic Party. And it's what they do. Not every single journalist, but too many of them. The rest of them are really dumb. Dumb as a box of rocks. You can have a virtual convention and they announce a fireworks show for which there is no audience. And the journalists are so dumb, they run out and go watch the fireworks. Talk about pathetic. Now, I can't tell you what's happening with YouTube or Google, but I'm just pointing out they are propping this guy up. Now it's he's being accused of plagiarism, which I'm going to do a whole another segment on this because it's just I've had enough of Joe Biden, of the Democrats, of the constant lies. Look at this one. New Democrats leave out "under God" from the Pledge of Allegiance in the Muslim caucus meeting this week. And that's what Trump sees. And he tweets about it. And it's true. The phrase "under God" was omitted from at least 2 recitations. We know it. So why are all these journalists coming out and adding fake context? It's the manipulation. I need to set up a fact-checking site to fact-check the fact-checkers. And I would just simply point to me where in Donald Trump's tweet he says that they removed the word God from every pledge and they ordered people to remove the phrase under God. It's just not real life. But many people are going to see this and they're going to say, haha, Trump's a liar. They're going to add this to the list of all the things they claim Trump lied about. And it's just not true. It is a trick to manipulate people into to either to protect the Democrats or to support Joe Biden or to hate Donald Trump, whatever, man. I'm just fed up. I got a couple more segments coming up in a few minutes. Yeah, it's just going to be all about the Democrats because now Joe Biden's being accused of plagiarism and it looks legit of himself and others. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around and I will see you all shortly.